Okay, hi guys. I'm gonna do a video on, or I'm doing now a video on why black women wear weave. Um, as you see, I don't have any in my hair, but I did have a perm, if you can tell. Perms and weaves. Thing is, okay, 3 reasons that I can think of. Offer it. It was easier to get a job back in the 30s if you had straight hair. So that kind of came down the line as to being able to get better opportunities and live a better life if your hair was straight, because it was that. Then, because of years of perming, we come to no longer have the skills to take care of our hair, because I don't know how to take care of a white person's hair. I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? And if you never grew up with it, that's my basic point. If you never grew up with it, you don't know how to do anything with it. That's why I locked up, because I don't know how to take care of my own hair. It's thick, it gets nappy, it's a lot to deal with. It is high maintenance. It really is. Like, that thick stuff, it is not easy to comb. It is not easy to do anything with. It's not easy to wash. Even though when it gets wet, it kind of gets easier to comb through when it's wet and all that kind of stuff. With I don't know, it elasticizes, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but it makes it stretchier and more maneuverable, pliable or whatever. Even then, it's hard to deal with. So if your mom been perming your hair since you were 5, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be hard for you to adapt to your thickness. Especially the darker you are, the thicker and richer your hair quality is. And then with all this perming and snatching back, these little hairs in the front, these little tiny sensitive hairs, they fall out and then they don't grow back. But the thing is, you have to rock it like that for a while. And unfortunately, women clown each other so much that it takes a really confident woman to walk out in public with all of this gone. You know what I mean? But it's understandable, because half of them have that too. You know what I mean? Some of them have no hair because of the perm. I mean, that before they had no lie perms, they had perm with the lie in it, and that lie would just eat out at the follicles. So some women are actually bald. So you really can't clown them for wearing wigs, because you really don't know what's under there. And some of them really are bald. And yeah, it's because of the perm and this and this and that. But we didn't grow up thinking that I'm perming my hair because I hate myself. We grew up thinking I'm perming my hair because it's easier to comb, it's easier to manage. And I mean, it is. It's a total day and night. Like, you walk out the shower with natural hair and it goes choo. And if you don't comb it right then and there and do everything with it right then and there, it's gonna be a big old bird's nest on your head. You know what I mean? And then with the perm, shoot, I used to wash my hair. When I get out, grease it up, dry it a little bit, let it air dry, I'll be done, and then like comb it out or whatever. You know what I mean? And the thing is, now the younger generation without the lie, because I grew up with no lie perm. Us now, we braid and weave and do all this stuff because of convenience. You know what I mean? When that new growth comes in and you need a touch up, but you don't want to perm your hair so often, you know, because you understand the chemical and the fact that it burns and all kinds of stuff. You don't always want to put that on your head, so it is to take a break. But what happens is, with the sew-ins, I'm hoping now that women have lace fronts, but the thing is, with the lace front, that glue right there, you're only damaging this little sensitive area even more. You know what I mean? But with all that braiding and then sewing it in, and as tight as it is pulling on everything. So then the alopecia and stuff like that starts up, and you know what I mean, and it gets ridiculous. And yeah, nobody wants to walk around looking crazy, but sometimes you have to do it for your health, and because your hair is your health. You know what I mean? It's just as important as your nails and your eyes and everything. But you know, I guess because you can't feel it, you do whatever you want to it. You know what I'm saying? But I decided to go natural because I was tired of burning the hell out of my scalp, and I hated it, and I don't like the chemicals. I rather stick to a natural thing because my own hair is beautiful. Oh my god, look at this. Look how shiny and curly and kinky that is. And I mean, that's so pretty. I mean, if you think about it, nobody else on the planet has hair like us. Nobody. Everybody else's hair is straight. You know what I mean? It might be different in, hardly different in texture, because I know Spanish people, white people, and Asian people do have different types of textures. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it. I mean, nobody has this little kinky curl that we got going on, and everybody loves it. You know what I mean? Your own natural hair, your own hair, there's nothing like it, period. And yeah, you do like an idiot, because I'm in the hood. It looks dumb. It really does. It looks dumb when you black it in my computer and you got this silky, you know, and then the different styles they do. It's just ridiculous. And I mean, sometimes it's okay, but that's not something that you walk around with all the time. That's not really something that you want to rock when all the time, all the goddamn time, all the time. Like, I went to my daughter's. My daughter had a play the other day, and I was the only. Well, I think me and another black girl were the only two black people in there, black women in there, with our own natural hair. And I don't mean I mean natural, not that perm stuff. You know, I mean, that's it. And all the white people had their own hair. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they didn't, you couldn't tell. So I'm like kind of disappointed. I don't have a problem with colors because I'm all for artistic expression, but it's sad when you do it and you hide yourself. That means you're ashamed of it. That's what it translates to in society. When you hide something, you're ashamed of it. I don't wear tank tops with my stomach showing because I feel like as if I have a little gut. Now, and I'm ashamed of it. If I wasn't, I'd rock it. You know, I'd have my little tube top on with all my rolls and poles showing if I wasn't ashamed of it. Now, hiding it does translate to you're ashamed of it. And most black people, or when they're in a white crowd, they tend to stay away from racial topics and things like that. But I'm the type of person that goes there because I can't be offended. And if I offend you, then that's your problem. But, you know, it's hard to fight when the person on the other end is like, yeah, I know. Ha ha ha. You know? It's really hard. But, yeah, white people think you look stupid. And they think all of that. They think you hate yourself when you wear the weave all the time. They think it looks dumb. They think it doesn't make any sense. They don't understand why you can't wear your own hair. Your own hair is prettier and thick and blah blah blah. Granted, it can't get long, but who cares? You know what I mean? But really though, the origins. Did I do my 3 topics? It comes from race. It comes from segregation, or the times of the civil rights, when or once the slaves were freed and things like that. It was easier for dark-skinned women with straight hair to get a job. You know why? Because they wouldn't know whether or not you were mixed, because you can be mixed and be dark, you know what I mean? But that's why. And then it's easier to deal with. Oh yes, and also you grow up only knowing how to do your permed hair, because that's the society we've grown up in. But overall, right now, I don't think any woman really does it because they hate themselves. I think they do it just because they don't want to be bothered with their natural hair. It's too much to deal with. But ladies, now that I know, if I knew before, I wouldn't have locked up. I would have just had it natural. I see a lot of tutorials on YouTube and stuff like that, how to deal with your natural hair and how to do it and do it right. You know what I mean? Because and it's not hard. It's not at all. And it looks good actually when you have your natural hair. Your features, how strong they are, that natural thickness actually pulls them back a little bit, and you look more decent. You look more proper. You don't look like a monkey in a wig. Like, real shit. I mean, and this is by European standard. You know, if we're gonna go by European standard of beauty, you look like a monkey in a wig. You really do. And I do too. I'm not fronting. Look at this big ass nose. I mean, and these huge lips. I like a monkey in a wig too. But when I have my hair like this, you know, even though it's all poofy and it's not straight and so-called neat, I think it makes me look prettier. And I think it makes every woman. And a woman with natural hair has a certain presence about her, and everybody respects her more. This is a part of the natural world. You know how as black people, you know certain things about your world that white people don't know. It's vice versa. This is the natural world. When people see you with your natural hair, they do have more respect for you, and they are more willing to give you a chance and not be biased against what comes out of your mouth. So take that into consideration. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with perming your hair. If that's what you want to do, do you. If you want to wear weave all the time, do you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what the world sees it as. You know what I mean? Without calling you bitch and whore and stuff like that. Shout out to Tommy. He has become my muse. I love him. Shout out. But yeah. That's just what the world sees. And who gives a fuck anyway? You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck about what anybody thinks about you? Who gives a damn about what anybody thinks about you? The thing is when you care about it and you're doing something that looks stupid to them, you look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? That's like if you're trying to build a house and then you start pulling out quilting machines. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna go by European standard of beauty as your definition of beauty and such, then maybe you need to pull back with the weave a little bit and do a more natural look, because Europeans look how they look naturally. You know what I mean? They don't when they start doing that big lips and those big noses, then that's that more Mediterranean look, which is actually the ethnic European. But yeah, you wanna be like these crackers. Sorry, you wanna be like I don't mean it derogatory at all. It's just a word I use sometimes. You wanna look like white folk, then look like yourself, because white people look like themselves. Now if you don't want to look like white people and you like it for the convenience, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? But don't be like, oh, I love your hair, it's so pretty and silky, I wish mine was like that, and now you look stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're trying to look like them, but you can't. You know, that's like a monkey dressing up like a parrot. I keep saying monkey, I'm sorry. It's not. I hope nobody takes offense, you know what I'm saying? But it's like first thing I thought was parrot. Like a parrot dressing up like a monkey, or a dog dressing up like a cat. It just doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it looks like. You It looks like we're playing Drag Race out here sometimes, you know. Drag Race, RuPaul. Yeah, it does. And it's ridiculous. But this video is way too long. Alright, y'all.